How's it going, everybody? Welcome to We Do Tech. Now, I have heard a lot of you guys asking me to take a look at a Cougar's Phontum headset, and as you guys can see, I finally have one here to take a look at. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about the Phontum being reasonably priced, having strong construction, and also delivering good quality audio. So I'm really looking forward to taking a look at these and see how they compare to some of the other headsets out there. So with all of that being said, let's jump into my review of Cougar's Phontum headset right after this. Do you live in South Africa and want to get the best deals on all the latest gaming products? Well, RebelTech is the best place to check out. They have a huge variety of peripherals, PC components, laptops, and just everything else you would need. So go check out rebeltech.co.za to get the products you are looking for at a low price. So starting off, the Phontum is retailing for around 900 Rand on RebelTech here in South Africa, or around $50 on Amazon. But that $50 price range, there are a lot of other good but bad headsets as well, so we will have to see what really makes the Phontum stand out more than the others and makes this one a better buy. But now, taking a look at the design of the Phontum, you get a really simple headband that is pretty much just a thin piece of metal, but that does keep it nice and light, and then also gives it a nice strong frame. A lot of other affordable gaming headsets does have some metal where you can adjust the ear cups, but when moving more to the top, that is where it turns into plastic, and you can easily snap it into if you are a bit too rough with it, and that's not what you get with the Phontum with the metal frame. So because it does have a sturdy metal frame, you are able to bend it open quite a bit for all of you guys with huge watermelon heads. Now, you are also able to adjust the height of the ear cups by just pulling it up and down, and then also the ear cups are able to tilt inwards a bit to fit your head better. As for the headband padding, you don't really get a lot of padding at the top, but that's completely fine because it does focus more on really clamping onto your head than really resting on top of it. Now, you don't have to worry, the clamping force is not overly heavy, but if it is a bit too tight for you, you can bend the frame because of the metal construction, and that'll be able to fit a lot better on your head. I also just bent it a tiny bit and it was completely fine for me, and I really was able to wear it for hours on end. Now, one of the main focus for this headset is probably the ear cups. That is because you get two different size pads depending on what you want to use them for. So first up, we have the large over-eared synthetic leather pads that you would most likely use for all of your gaming scenarios. Being so thick, it adds a ton of comfort towards the padding, making it nice and soft, allowing you to wear it for long periods at a time. Also, because it is so large and has that over-ear design, it allows for a much larger perceived stereo image with that 53mm drivers. It does sound a lot better in a game than compared to some other headsets. Now, as for the second pair of ear pads, these ones are a lot thinner compared to the bigger ones, which is more meant for on the go or for public use. So you don't really look like a weirdo with these massive ear cups on your head. You have these nice and thin ones. Now, these ones are still soft to the touch and do deliver a good job at comfort. The only problem I had with these was that because the padding is a lot less and the Phontum doesn't really have any padding against the drivers on the inside, my ears would scratch against it, making it uncomfortable for me. Now, I am overly sensitive to this, so this is mostly a problem that I have with most headsets out there. So if it's not really a bother to you if you like on-ear headsets, or if you have used some of them without padding inside, then it's not going to be a problem for you, and it's still going to be very comfortable. It's still going to deliver really good audio and all of that. It's just pretty much that inside where it didn't have the padding, but it was still relatively comfortable anyways. But now moving on to some sound bleed and background noise. For the sound bleed, you will get some, but the person will have to be quite close to you for them to actually hear what you are listening to, and the audio will have to be quite loud. Now, as for background noise, it doesn't isolate everything completely, but it does do a good enough job, and when you put up the volume quite a bit, you'll most likely not hear somebody calling out to you. So yeah, don't blame the headsets if you miss dinner for some reason. But now moving on to sound quality, just like the Cougar Immersia headsets, the Phantom does not disappoint. Again, because it does have that large ear cups and more space, you get the feeling of a wider stereo image. Now, as for the frequency range, the bass is not overly heavy, that it really overpowers the rest of the frequency range, but it does sound nice and full. As for the mid-range, it did sound nice and clear, but as for the high end, it was definitely there, but it did sound a bit more pushed back, where the mids stand out a bit more. But this was when I was listening to all sorts of different music, testing out the audio quality. So for gaming, you would probably not even notice that. It was just in all of the different types of music that I listened to. Now, as for the Phantom's microphone, it comes out with a very nice detachable mic that you can easily just connect it by plugging it in the side. You can easily bend it further or closer to your mouth to get it into the right position. Also, as for the mic quality, it has a unidirectional pickup pattern with noise cancellation built in. It doesn't do an extremely great job when typing on Cherry-Mix Blue switches, but it should be able to cancel out most of the other background noise. But now, audio quality wise, it did sound really good for a gaming headset microphone. Keeping in mind it's also only $50. It picks up your voice clearly. It doesn't sound too muffled. It does get that pops every now and then if you do speak too loud, but then again you can just move it further or closer to your mouth depending on what you want to go for. Now, I did notice there was a tiny bit of static in the background, and when boosting the microphone, it does increase quite a bit. I'm not too sure if it was just my mic input that for some reason was a bit going on haywire, but I didn't hear any other people really complaining about this, so it could just have been my input that for some reason didn't sound that great. But audio quality wise, again, it sounded really good. Now, as for the cable, the Phantom has a relatively short but light 1.2 meter or 3.9 feet braided cable with a TRRS connection at the end, so you are able to use it straight away with your phone, your console, or even if you have the Nintendo Switch, it's going to work perfect for that. But luckily, you do also get an included braided extension cable with a volume wheel, a mic mute switch, and it has a length of 1.8 meters or 5.9 feet for a lot of extra length. At the end of the cable, you get a splitted dual 3.5mm jack for your microphone and then also for your headset's audio. So in conclusion, the Phantoms really are a good pair of $50 gaming headsets. Not only can you use it for all the gaming scenarios with the larger ear cups, but you can also take it out in public and not look like a total weirdo with these massive ear pads and then also a massive microphone. You can detach the mic and it's going to work perfectly for that. Honestly, I do love that. Also, the frame is nice and sturdy. If you drop it, you don't really have to worry about it accidentally breaking. It's going to be able to survive multiple drops, so you don't really have to worry about that. Now, the only thing that I didn't like, of course, was that it didn't have that padding on the inside with the smaller ear cups where it did scratch my ears. Now, again, I'm overly sensitive to that, so if it doesn't really bother you, you don't have to worry about that. But honestly, I just kept the big ear pads on, and that was completely perfect for me. I was able to use it for multiple hours at a time, and it didn't bother me at all. They are extremely comfortable, especially because they are so nice and thick and so fluffy. I really did enjoy my time with it, and that's pretty much the only thing I didn't really like, and that was more meant for me than anybody else. So really positive, really digging these headsets, and all of this good stuff that I heard about them are true. So if you are looking for a good pair of $50 gaming headsets that is going to be able to survive drops but still delivers really good audio, then the Cougar Phontum is really going to be the perfect headset for you. So if you want to get these for yourself, you can just check out the link in the video description where you can get it on RebelTech if you live in South Africa, or Amazon if you live overseas. But now, again, a big thanks to Cougar for sending over the Phantoms for this review. And if you guys have anything else you want me to review, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try to get my hands on that product. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, comment like always, and then I will check all of you guys next time. Cheers, guys.